Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. It is great to be back with all of you. Yes, I did have a great vacation. Everybody, please give me a number one if you can hear me so I know everything is working properly and everything else. I hope everybody has been doing fine over the last couple of weeks. All right. Okay, there we go. Everybody can hear me now. Well, I hope everybody's been doing really good over the last few weeks and everything. And I hope everybody has been staying safe and been keeping prepping because there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on. And we just have a lot to talk about tonight. I want to run through here real quick and acknowledge a few people. My moderators, as usual, the best moderators around. I got Coffee First and Speak. Thank you for being here. JT and Jan, thank you so much. I thought I saw Jan in here. Maybe I didn't. Hello, Sunset. How are you? D's Crafts. How are you doing? Stuart's Prepping. It's always good to see you, brother. I'm glad you're here. Marilyn's here. Jeannie's here. D's Crafts. Let's see who else. South Florida DCL. Thank you for joining in. Pitbull, how are you? Mary is here. Judy Zims is here. Let's see who else is here. Florida RN, nice to see you. Thank you for joining in. All right. Jamie's here. My prepping journey. Let me scroll down here to the bottom and let's see what we got. Randall's here. Mary. Build your own homes here. Nice to see you. Godspeed. RCX. Little one. Going down through. If I miss anybody, I'm sorry. It jumps as more people are jumping on right now. Michelle Reed. Oh, let's see here. Caribbean House. Ronnie. Julie. How you doing, Julie? I Spy is here. Builder 7. Chad. How you doing? Sharky's Machine. Pantry Mama's here. Gwen, how are you doing? Vicky. Lefty's here. New Jersey Marie. Gigi's here. Philip. Chad. All right, people are jumping in now. Steve's here. Chuck's here. All right, folks. Well, yeah, I was gone for a couple of weeks and my son did get married and it was a beautiful wedding. We had a great time and everything else. And we ended up afterwards, they went on their honeymoon and we stayed at a lake house for a week and with a bunch of family members and everything. Got to spend a lot of time with my grandson, my brother from Colorado. My brother-in-law was there. My daughter and her husband and my grandson. And we had just had a ball. It was just great. It only rained 2 days out of the 2 weeks while we were there. The weather was perfect. It was just enjoyable. It was nice to unplug. Once in a while, it's good for your body and your soul to unplug for a little while and take a break, regroup, and come up with some ideas on a lot of different things. On the downside, I did end up getting 2 days before my son's wedding. I ended up with a massive infection on one of my implants that I just had done and still recovering from that. And that's a slow process. But luckily, I did reach out to my doctor down here and they sent in a prescription up there that I was able to get and get it somewhat taken care of before wedding day and pictures and all this kind of fun stuff. You all know how that goes. But there's always got to be something that happens or goes wrong or whatever. So if that's the least of the things, then so be it. But we had an excellent time. I did miss doing my live streams. I do really enjoy talking to you all live. I think it's a very, very good tool that we have, that we can communicate together and have these conversations, and everybody can meet and we can take it from there. There's just been so much stuff that's been going on since our last live stream. Where do we start? Like, I mean, it's just like, holy cow, where do we go from here? We have had the Feds just raised the interest rate again. Inflation is out of control. The prices at the grocery store are still rising. We have a lot of different things that are taking place. Um, the war isn't getting any better. And, as far as a lot of these different things that are going to be taking place over the next few months, there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be hurting. And where we go from here is we really need to be doing our due diligence. We have to be on top of our game. We have to make sure that we are doing whatever we can do to be prepared for these winter months that are coming up. For one, food prices, they are still on the rise. And a lot of people have sent me emails while I was gone, and they are reporting that they're starting to see shortages in their stores on certain products. A lot of canned goods, frozen goods. Um, a lot of places, the fresh food is pretty good. And then in other places, people are reporting to me through email that, a lot of their fresh food is not so fresh. It doesn't look so good. So we have to make sure that, we are doing whatever we can do. And, um, you know, we really need to sit back and really take a look at how we are doing things, how we're spending our money, and how we are trying to save wherever we can, pinch every penny. We have a new member, Bob R. Hey, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much, Bob. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to be working on content coming out for that soon. I've been trying to get videos and stuff, get everything start rolling again. Everything else, there's just a lot going on. But thank you so much. For all that you do not know, we do have a members club here. You are more than welcome to join. If you do not want to join, that's fine. You still get all the content and everything else. With the members club, you do get some different perks. If you are interested in, you can always click the link and you can go check that out. We also do have merchandise and all that kind of stuff if you are interested. Oh, speaking of merchandise, before I go any further, while I'm thinking about it, soon we will be having our fall winters merchandise coming out, and with a lot of new different logos and stuff. So look forward to that. I'll make sure that I bring that to your attention. But back to what we were talking about. We are on the verge of people going hungry and people freezing to death all over this world. It's already come out over in Europe that they are afraid because of the high price of fuel oil and everything else. People will not be able to afford it. People are not going to be able to afford a lot of the different things that they're going to need to survive the wintertime. They're already forecasting over here in a lot of different areas, it's going to be a colder winter than normal. There's going to be a lot more snow. There's going to be more intense snowstorms. Down here in Florida, they're predicting it's supposed to be colder and wetter than normal. Usually in the wintertime, it's our dry season. We don't really get a lot of rain. But they're predicting that the temperatures are supposed to be anywhere between 2 and 4 degrees below the norm. And we're supposed to have a lot of rain throughout the wintertime, which we're not supposed to have. Right now, we are preparing for, well, a hurricane. Now, it just depends on the track of this thing and everything else. As I always say, you got to watch these things, because if you look, the cone is like most of the state of Florida. So, until it gets roughly, I always base everything off about 36 hours out. Once it gets to that 36-hour point, you got a pretty good idea of where it's going to make landfall and who's going to be affected the most. Not to say it can't change at the last minute because they've been known to do that, but that's what I base things on is a 36-hour window. All right. Right now, it's all computer models and spaghetti models and all this type of stuff. And, each one is different and all this until you get to that 36-hour period. Then they start honing all in. They all start coming together so that then we get a pretty good idea of who's going to be affected and who's not. So you really have to pay attention. And it's just not Florida, folks, because if you really go on and excuse me, if you go on and you look on, excuse me, one sec. Okay, I'm still alive. If you go on and you look at the National Weather Service hurricane and you look at their own, all the different maps and everything else, so you can look for it yourself. You don't have to wait for the Weather Channel or the news or anything else. You can just go on and look at these things and you can see the progression of some of these things and how a lot of these models are taking these things up into the south. Now, if that's the case, as I have stated in a lot of my hurricane prepping videos that I've done and my whole playlist that's on hurricane preparedness that I did. I mean, I did most of it between a year and 2 years ago, but it all still is the same. So if you need information on hurricanes and you've never been through one, I would highly suggest that you look at that playlist. But all you people that are in the South, Georgia, Alabama, you want to go up and right up into South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. This thing is all, all these models have it going right up into there. And what happens is once this thing comes on land and it pushes up into those mountain areas, that's where it just dumps all that rain and stuff. You're probably not going to have 150-mile-an-hour winds. All right. But you could get a lot of rain out of this bad boy. And you are going to really be in for it if this is the way it goes. But like I said, right now, we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know what it's going to do. We don't know how strong it's going to be. So this is why you have to be prepared. I saw on the news today, here's another good reason why you want to be a prepper. All right. On our local news down here, even on the Weather Channel, they were interviewing people down in like Fort Myers and that area there where people are like, ransacking the stores. They're already out of milk and bread and, batteries and all this different types of stuff. Bottled water's gone and all this. This is why you want to be a prepper. Period. You don't have to deal with all that. When something like this happens, you're prepared. Plain and simple. You don't have to be the one running to the store. Only thing I had to get from the store was some coffee mate and beer. And I think I got some wine for the wife. We got just like a few little things. That was it. Boom. See you later. Bye. I don't have to be in there. I'm not fighting over water. I'm not fighting over canned goods. I'm not fighting over gasoline for my generator because I have it all. Then you have to have things that you can fall back on, like your battery banks. If you run out of gas, I mean, I've got plenty of battery banks. I can run my refrigerator and everything on. And you know what? Hey, it's a great thing. I mean, so there's ways that a lot of people think that, prepping is a waste of time. But then when the shit hits the fan, it really isn't. And I have a really interesting, different video coming out on Monday. I hope you all like it. Something that I've been thinking about and I've been putting together for quite some time now. And I hope that everybody does enjoy that video on Monday. It comes from the heart. It comes from a lot of emails that I have received on prepping and negativity and family members and all this. So I put together this video and I hope that it helps a lot of people out. And I hope that it's an eye-opening experience for a lot of you. But I also want to make sure that people do understand the importance of probably putting money aside to buy fuel oil if you are fuel oil dependent. If you don't have another way of heating your home, which could be a very, very bad situation this year if you are on a very tight budget, especially a lot of you senior citizens or you people that are on Social Security that are on my channel that are community members. And I know there's quite a few of you out there. It's going to be very hard. It's going to be very difficult for a lot of people because they're forecasting these prices to be astronomically high, anywhere between 30 and 50% higher than last year. So whatever you spent on fuel last year, tack on another 30 to 50%, depending on where the ball falls on the prices they want to charge us, since they seem to be changing these all the time. There's a lot of things that are going on, like with the gas prices. Right now, the gas prices have been coming down in most general areas. Now, there's still a lot of places where it's over $4, but a lot of places it's $3 and under. And what is taking place with that is because they released so much of our reserve that we had to help bring these prices down. Once that oil is all filtered out of that system, all right, and unless they release more, which I don't think they should, because that's for our reserves, what's going to happen is you're going to see the prices of gasoline and diesel fuel go back up again. And that is one of the main reasons why you're seeing a lot of different companies, like FedEx just announced yesterday that they're raising all their rates because they already see the writing on the wall. They're coming into the holiday season. The prices are going to start going back up on the diesel fuel and everything else, and they don't want to eat the costs. I don't know if UPS is going to follow with the same thing. The post office has had a rate increase not too long ago, and I mean, it's all part of the show here, folks. Basically, as they keep raising these interest rates and everything else, what they are trying to do is get the inflation back in control. And furthermore, on that, what will happen is in return, they're going to turn around, and that will help build the out of stock items, giving them a chance to catch up. On the contrary, it's a two-edged sword, because then you're going to have all these products that are sitting there that nobody can afford, because you're only going to be able to afford to buy what exactly you need. What you can, afford is probably going to be your food, your utilities, which means however you're going to heat your home, whether it's natural gas, heating oil, propane, electricity, or wood. And you got to have a roof over your head. You got to have a vehicle to drive to get to work, unless you live in a major city or something where you can train, like mass transit or something like that. Those type of things are what people are going to have to really concentrate on. If you haven't noticed, Walmart and Target both are jumping on a early bandwagon this year. I'll be talking about that in a video tomorrow on my normal Sunday video. But it's quite interesting how they are jumping the gun because they want the money. But what do they know that we don't know? You see, I truly believe that a lot of these big companies get a lot of inside information. I could be wrong, but it just seems awful funny how some companies know that, what, we're not going to wait for the Black Friday sales. We're going to go ahead and, we're just going to jump the gun now because we're not waiting. Why are they not waiting? That is my question. Okay. Somebody knows something, and I want to know, okay, why are they not waiting like everybody else? And once they do it, you're probably going to see that a lot of people are going to, a lot of these big companies are going to start, and they're going to, they're going to jump on the bandwagon, and they're all going to want a piece of the pie, if you get what I'm saying. I mean, these companies are there to make sure that they are making money, right? They want our money. They want to take it from you. They want to take it before you spend it on something else. And that's how they stay around, and that's how they stay really big, and that's how they have the control. Um, we have to be very, very diligent in what we are doing at this point in time, folks. It is very, very important. We need to really be sitting back and we need to be thinking about, okay, how can I save money? Number one, you can sit here and you can pull up on your little cell phones. All right. You can pull up on your cell phones and you can download any of the apps from any of the stores in your area. Just about every store out there has an app or a web page where you can see prices, sales, buy one, get ones, any of these type of things. And then you can make a determination on where the best place is for you to spend your money, whether it be Walmart, whether it be Publix, Winn-Dixie, Kroger, Grand Union, whatever you have in your area, whatever stores are around you, where is the best place to go to buy the products that you're looking to purchase for your family? All right. Number two, you always want to be trying to buy the buy one, get ones. All right. That's a no brainer. It just, boom. Always try to get the buy one, get ones on the products that you're going to use or eat. Obviously, if you're not going to use it and not going to eat it, don't buy it. But I feel like I have to say that because a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you can't buy all the buy one, get ones because you don't use it. Well, obviously, you know, but you have to be a very smart, thrifty shopper nowadays. You have to look at it this way. Your hard earned dollar there isn't buying what it used to buy even a year ago. What you used to be able to go to the store and purchase, you just can't do anymore. So you really have to sit here and think about the things that you know you can do on a daily basis just to survive. How you can stretch that dollar out, how you can make it work, and how you and your family can live a comfortable life, and you're still trying to make sure that there's food on a table. You're putting food away for a rainy day, prepping, and, you know, all the little necessities that come along with having a family. Maybe you have small children. So maybe you're buying, if you can find it, because it's still short. The last time I was in the store, actually, it was up north, and they didn't have full shelves of formula. They had a couple of different kinds, but the most of the shelves were still empty. I mean, how long is this going to go on? It's just ridiculous. You also have the price of diapers and wipes and all this type of stuff, which costs a fortune. But that's where we are right now, unfortunately. And once again, our lovely government hasn't really done much to, well, help out the situation at all, if you get what I'm saying here. I mean, if we would really sit back and think about all this money that they're pledging for the war in Ukraine, for what they want to pledge towards the Green New Deal, all this other BS kind of stuff that we're just throwing billions and trillions of dollars at. If we could put that back into the American people, and even half of it, for God's sakes, and put it back into rebuilding our own infrastructure here, making our own products here, we'd be a heck of a lot better off than we are now. But right now, it's too late in the game. We are basically, well, I hate to say it, folks, but we're along for the ride at this point in time until something changes, which who knows what's going to take place. We do have a midterm elections are coming up. We'll have to see how that all plays out. There's a lot of different things that are going on and everything else. So hopefully we can maybe see some changes and get some people that really want to change the way that this country is going. Because right now it's not looking too good. Oh, I see Jan's here now. And so, why is it that every time it seems like we get to take 2 or 3 steps forward, we're taking 2 or 3 steps backwards? Um, every time we turn around, there's something other majorly going on. There's another Charlie Victor 19 that's brewing up, or you know, you just can't rely on what is taking place as far as what is going on in the world. There's a lot of people that are going hungry. There's a lot of people that are probably going to end up, hopefully not, but the governments are already predicting it, maybe freezing to death because they don't have heating oil. They can't afford it. We still have the war that's going on, and that goes back and forth constantly. And every time you turn around, Ukraine wants more money or more, arms and everything else. And, it's just getting ridiculous now. It's like, okay, well, how much more do we have to keep paying before something is actually done to put an end to this? And I'm not saying I want to put boots on the ground over there, but let's face it, I don't really think, look what Russia's doing to its own people. Its own people, they don't agree with this whole thing. And now they're forcing the men between 18 and 65, they have to join into the military. And a lot of these, they put a stop because a lot of these people were fleeing the country, buying one-way plane tickets to get the hell out of there. And, they put a stop to that. They're starting to arrest and throw people in jail. They're forcing people on some of these buses and stuff, and they take them away from their families and everything else. Obviously, if the people of your country are really revolting against you over some of your policies, I think you as a leader have a problem. And I think that, we really need to sit back and evaluate that situation. It seems to me that they could take care of the problem for us very simple, because when you have the mass population is very unhappy, it's not going to be long before something bad happens. If you get what I'm saying, you're going to have to read through the lines right there, because I got to be careful in what I say on this particular platform. But I want people to understand that the biggest thing that I want, excuse me, I don't know what's going on. The biggest thing that I want people to take away from this video is we have to be very diligent with our money over the next 5 to 6 months. And we got to get through this winter time. Hopefully, if things change and we can get some people in the government that can help make the changes in the right direction, maybe we can get out of this hole where people aren't hurting as bad. A lot of people don't believe that that's going to take place until 2024. They think 2023 is still going to be a very bad year for the economy, inflation, recession, food prices, food shortages, the whole 9 yards. We have to wait and see how this is going to play out. It's almost like predicting where the hurricane's going to go, if you think about it, folks. All right. We got all these spaghetti models. We got all these people. This guy has his own opinion. This person has his opinion. This person, they're all, professional opinions, but who's right, who's wrong, and who's just guessing. It's like watching all those spaghetti models I talked about with the hurricane. And we're trying to pinpoint exactly, okay, where's this thing going to go? Who's going to get landfall? You see what I'm saying, folks? So we have to kind of wait and see. but we can't change anything. None of it. We can't change where the hurricane's going to go. We can't change which way the food prices are going to go. We can't change how the inflation is going to, if it's going to start coming down, and they'll maybe put a little ease on them raising the interest rates again that they're already talking about doing before the end of the year. We just don't know where this is going to take place, and we don't know how this is going to affect everybody. It's like we're just along for the ride. It is very important for you to stay up on your preps, for you to be diligent with your money. Don't use your credit cards if you don't have to. I'm telling you right now, the credit card debt in this country is so astronomically high right now, the highest it's ever been in recorded history. And it's just ridiculous. People are going into debt, and the higher they raise these interest rates, your payment is going up, and it's going to take you longer to pay it off. I would save your credit card or credit cards. I think you really only need one, but a lot of people do everything with credit cards nowadays. So, but I would suggest trying to pay with cash, or if you do use your credit card, then make a payment directly afterwards on your card to pay it off. That's what I do with mine. And this way here, it keeps you out of the credit card debt. And it also keeps you from paying the high interest rate, because if you keep a zero balance and say you put $50 on there for gas, you turn around and you pay it before your bill cycles, well, you don't get charged any interest. Maybe some of you are locked into some really good cards where maybe it's 0% or maybe it's 1% or whatever. It's the other ones that you really got to watch out for, because some of these credit cards nowadays, they're wanting like anywhere between 20 and 30% or more. And then if you miss a payment, forget it, you're screwed, because they're going to hit you with like 30 or 40% interest rate or some ungodly thing. And it's not even worth it, folks. So you really want to just try to use your credit card as a backup emergency. If God forbid that, you had to fly somewhere in an emergency, or if your car broke down, if for some reason, your furnace broke or something like that, and you had to get it fixed. So this way here, you have something to fall back on. Now, I also wanted to let everybody know that this coming Friday's video, it's going to be a cooking video that I've been doing on Fridays. I'm going to get back into cooking with my preps. And this way here, you guys can kind of get some ideas and things of that nature. But on that video there, you will be eligible to enter to win on next Saturday night's giveaway. Yes, we're going to have a giveaway next Saturday night. And so you'll be entered to win if you watch on next Friday's video for next Saturday's live stream. I'm all out of whack here, folks. It's been a couple of weeks. You know what happens when you leave and you come back. So with that being said, I'd like to jump over here, and I want to see what's going on. And I really do appreciate everybody that showed up today. And let's see who is here. I'm going to throw my glasses on so I can read a lot of the comments. If you do have a comment or something, please put it in capital letters. And this way here, it makes it easier for me to see it. Lefty Lisa, Green New Deal is a sham. I would really agree with that one. Let me see here. Midterm pink. Let's see. What did I say? Oh, it jumped on me again. I hate this. Oh, let's see here. Pitbull says there's supposed to be a shortage of turkeys this year. Wow, I didn't hear about that one. But if that's the case, then maybe if you're at the stores and you see one, and if you can afford it, you might want to look at picking one of those bad boys up. All right. So Sandra says, talk to employee at Dollar General. Their hours are getting cut. A huge load came in and it's a mess. She said, it's like they are setting us up for failure. I said, I agree. Aisles are so congested. Wow. That's pretty amazing there. I tell you what, we just don't know what is going on out here. All right. When the cough hit, we didn't need like everyone else. So prep. Yes. And when I remember that, and when that hit, that was quite interesting. Sit back and watch this show there. I'll tell you what. All right. Let me just. I do have to agree, Harmony River Ranch. I do believe that somebody is getting some inside information along the way here, and it's not us. That's the problem. That is definitely the problem, and I don't think that that's going to be getting any better anytime soon. All right. Just trying to scroll down through here. All right. Coffee first and speak. We don't have a choice in electric or gas. It's one company, take it or leave it. You know, a lot of places are in that situation. It's you don't get natural gas, you don't have propane. Usually, especially up north, it's a lot of fuel or it is electricity, which in all, electricity is the cheapest one. Believe it or not, folks. So if you do have electricity and that's how you heat your home, you're probably going to fare a lot better than other people do. Um, it's just kind of weird how that is the cheapest one, and most of our electricity comes from either nuclear or coal. So, hey, I mean, go figure. Yes, Home Depot is starting to put out Christmas stuff this week. I think everybody is going to be jumping on that bandwagon and they are going to try and maximize getting every dollar they can out of you and me, if you get what I'm saying here, folks. Unfortunately, that's just the way this is going. Pink Piglet says, I'm not doing Christmas, saving money for heat. I think there's going to be a lot of families that are going to be in that boat along with you, Pink Piglet. And the thing that really bothers me the most is I really hate to see like families that are going to be having to make that decision, especially if they have kids. I mean, let's face it, if we're adults, Christmas is Christmas, okay? It's a time to spend with your friends and family and enjoy the time together. But as a kid, it's more magical than that to them, you know? Um, when Santa Claus comes and if he brings the presidents and puts them down underneath the tree and all those fun little things, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. And unfortunately, I think there's probably going to be a lot of kids that don't have a Christmas this year, which is very heartbreaking. All right. Let me scroll down through here. See what we got. And Crystal says, she wrecks FEMA. Seriously, yes. Nancy K, what does being diligent with your money mean? What I'm talking about being diligent with your money is don't go out and just blow it. Don't go out and just, I mean, you've already got like 10 pairs of shoes. You don't need another pair of shoes right now. If you need winter clothes or winter gear, that's a different story. Being diligent with your money is being very proactive and trying to make sure that you are making the best quality decisions with your money that you have right now, because your money is going to get really tight unless you have a lot of money in the bank. For most folks, your money is going to get really tight when you got to start filling that fuel tank and putting food on the table and a roof over your head and gas in your car. It's going to be very, very difficult. So that's what I mean by being very diligent with your money and trying to make sure that you're making the best decisions you can with your money right at this point in time. Because right now isn't the time to be blowing it on stuff you don't need. Buy the things you need to survive and stay well and keep your family going. But the extra stuff is the things that you really have to critique back to. Do I really need this, or can I wait and see what happens? You know what I'm saying? JP, like your cooking videos. Thank you very much. And the madhouse begins. Caribbean House says no water in the Tampa Bay area. People running to get water, gas for their generators, or double fuel. Once again, why do you want to be a prepper? I'm not running anywhere. Chosen to preach. People tell me you should buy Christmas items and gifts now. First come, first serve. I answer that question on tomorrow's video. If I tell you my answer right now, I give away the whole video. So if you want to know my answer to that, you got to watch the video that comes out tomorrow on my Sunday video. But I definitely have an opinion on that one. Let me tell you. Upping our game here, growing, stacking, and training. Exactly. The whole reason that you are doing what you are doing right now is, for one, you want to make sure that you're putting up your own products. You're growing your own products as much as you can. There are ways of doing it, even if you do not have a place to do it. An arrow garden, you can do that inside on your own counter. Yes, you can't grow like an abundance amount of food, but you can grow like lettuce and tomatoes and smaller items, radishes, and these type of things. You can do all different types of your herbs and stuff that you want to cook with and everything else to save you money on that aspect. And this way here, you're always learning. Being a prepper is always a learning game. We're always learning something new, a new way to do something, a new technique, something new that's coming out, new gear. There's always something new to learn. It's just like life. Every day you learn something new. Every day. Whether you see it, you hear it, you read it, whatever, you're going to learn something new every single day. And that applies to prepping as we go along. For all you Florida folks, is there a run on the stores every hurricane season? Every hurricane that is coming close to Florida, there's a run on all products, period. It's probably one of the most things that happens here on a normal base. Now, we haven't had a hurricane probably in 2-3 years, somewhere in that area. But you would think that people, when in the beginning of the year, if you would think that people would realize, and especially when they run the tax-free sale days and they extended those out. What was it? I think it was 2 weeks this year, right? And you would think that all these people here in Florida would jump on the bandwagon then and try to save money, especially if you're looking to buy big ticket items like generators and this type of stuff. But they don't. They wait for the storm to come and then they sit back and they complain on the news because they don't have any products at the stores and they can't find anything. And they want to know, what is the state or the government going to do for them? You should have bought it well in advance, because what a lot of these people do is, which I don't agree with, I don't think they should be allowed, but they'll buy it. 3 weeks later, they turn around and return it. Hello. So that's where that's at. But yes, to answer your question, every time there is a hurricane that is even remotely close to touching the state of Florida, we have mass chaos down here. Yes, these things are very hard to come by. And if you do find them, please post them in a video or something, in one of my videos or something, because I've had two people that have emailed me in the last month asking me if I know where they can find these things. And I haven't had any luck either. JT says we're clearing out the space in the freezer so now we can fit that turkey in there. There you go. And well, I guess you'll be doing a lot of cooking, right? I mean, you're gonna have to make room. What time's dinner? I'm amazed at how many people in Florida are not prepared for the storm. Um, It boggles my mind too. And I think every prepper that is on here that lives here in Florida, it probably boggles their mind also. It just doesn't make sense. Um, yes, okay, we've had a dry spell where we haven't had any hurricanes, but I mean, it's just I tell you what, it's going to get here eventually. So whatever you buy, you're going to eventually use it. Trust me, at one point in time. Oh, this is interesting. The expiration date on most food in Minnesota and Wisconsin hasn't changed in a year. They keep restocking the Walmarts with old stuff. Everything is stale. Well, that's not very good now, is it, folks? So, something you need to add to where do we go to from here? Make sure you're checking your dates. Because as you see, it's being reported that, you know what? Obviously, they don't care anymore. They're just going to leave the product out there and they're going to let you buy it and everything else, because they probably also know too that the best buy date is just a best buy date. It doesn't mean that the can of products and stuff is actually bad. It's just that's when the manufacturer says that they guarantee the freshness. People can still eat it and they can still charge you an arm and a leg for it, instead of donating it probably to a local food shelter or something like that, where maybe it could be given out to a family that could really use it in this critical time that we are living in. But hey, that's just me thinking out loud again. Well, let's see here. Check at the Ace Hardware or Tractor Supply. That's where I've been able to find mine. Only occasionally have I found them at Wally World. Yeah, I haven't seen them at Wally World in ages. Tractor Supply and Ace Hardware, I'll have to look at that. We do have an Ace Hardware pretty close by here. Thank you for that information, Jan. That is one of the moderators, and JT's another one, and so is Coffee First and Speak. And I do appreciate all my moderators and everything that they do. Crazy Canner, what's up with China? Well, there's just so much stuff going over in China. I think they're slowly, um, they like all the news media being on the whole Russian Ukraine thing right now because I think China's planning something sneaky with Taiwan here. And, they've still been pushing the limits out there. It wasn't too long ago, and they're trying to fly into some space and all this. We all remember that, right? Well, that's all still taking place, but it's all being kind of like covered up a little bit. But I think that they are still putting men up and down along the borders and that type of thing. So we have to really, I don't think we should be taking our eyes off of China, but that seems to be what has been taking place. Um, I don't know if that's being done deliberately. I can't sit here and say that for 100%, but it just seems awful funny that you don't really hear too much about that in the national media news and this type of stuff, which doesn't surprise me. But also in the same token, this is also a country that we are heavenly, um what's the right word I want to use that I can use on here? um a safe word would be very dependent on, we'll go with that word. That works really well. uh as far as all the products and stuff that we do purchase from them and everything else. Um, so there's just a lot of things I would love to go into more detail, but I can't because they'd probably take my video down and spank me, if you know what I'm saying. All right, we got a question. What do you think of getting iodized tablets? I did. So did I. I bought some. Um, so I really can't sit here and say don't do it because I did it. Um, I don't think it can hurt at this point in time. We just do not believe that um, anything's going to be changing anytime soon. I don't believe that we're going to be headed to a nuclear war. I don't think that someone is that dumb to do something like that. Um, I hope I'm really right on that one because that's something I really don't want to happen. Charles, do you believe a goof barter item would be pints on whiskey? A good barter item would be pints on whiskey. Yeah, I mean, even I would also say you don't have to go that far. I would also say that just having those little nips would be a great barter item. You could barter those for eggs or cheese or butter or something like that. It all depends on, I guess, exactly what kind. I mean, any type of alcohol in any shape or form, obviously, the larger the bottle, the more you're going to barter for. But those little nips that you can buy, you used to be able to buy them for 99 cents. Now I think they're like, what are they, like $2-3 a piece? But those would be perfect for bartering for a lot of different items. Like I did say, like eggs and cheese and butter, maybe nails or screws, things of this nature, things that people probably just don't have on hand that maybe you would need in a grid down type situation. So having alcohol definitely would be a great benefit in any size or any form. Just remember, the larger the bottle, the more you're going to barter for it. Mm. All right, scrolling down through. Oh, yep. Costco has had Christmas out since August. Oh, well, here we go. I'm telling you, y'all got to tune into that video tomorrow. Rakamas, I have natural gas for heating and cooking. That's my only choice here. Not so worried about snow. Colds, winds are my worry. Yes. when you get to deal with that type of stuff, having natural gas is, we had it at our other place before we moved here, and we loved it. I mean, my gas bill, and it ran the stove, the dryer, and my hot water heater was all on natural gas. And my natural gas bill was like 30, $40 a month. I mean, it was nothing, you know? Um, so, I mean, I think that's a good thing. It just depends on how high those natural gas prices go up, but it's not going to be as bad as, having your fuel oil and stuff. Oh, Pitbull, you brought up a very, very good point here. No generators in the house. Read the directions on the box. Okay, folks. So if you are new to using a generator, never, never, ever put that generator in your home, in your garage, or anything else and fire it up. Every year when we have a hurricane, or whenever we have hurricanes and stuff, you always hear of a family that has died from carbon monoxide poisoning because of, well, they put the generator in their garage, or I have seen where they put it in the house, started it, and voila, they all died because of the carbon monoxide poisoning. You want to make sure that your generator is far enough away from your home. If you guys would go back and you watch the video I released today at 4 o'clock, and I mean, it's a great video. I do some great demonstrations in there. I show you a lot of different products for hurricane preparedness, for disaster preparedness. This goes for just about any type of preparedness that you could imagine. Not only for hurricanes, it could be for blizzards, ice storms, floods. It can cover a large array of things here. So you all need to go back in and you watch that video. And this way here, you guys can really get a lot of good information. But do not put your generator anywhere inside your home or anything else. Make sure that it's far enough away from your home. Buy no open windows or doors. Make sure you buy a good extension cord that will run into your house, that you can plug into your refrigerator or the items that you wish to have power. Very good point, Pitbull. Thank you very much. All right. Yep, they're all starting already. Watch my video tomorrow, because these people, they really want your money. Ooh, that sounds expensive. Got a muffler put on today, brackets, etc. Price has doubled. Ouch. That sounds like it costs quite a bit of money, and I can only imagine. So here's another one on Dollar General. Store in the Northwest Florida is running 1 to 2 people at the store. They have to stock and run the cash register also. Go figure. Yeah, I've been noticing that also. It seems like a lot of these stores are just they're cutting back way back, and that's what's kind of happens when we go into a recession. But our government keeps telling us we're not in one. I don't know, folks. You see all these prices going up. Inflation's out of control. You got the feds that are raising the interest rates. This is what, the third one or whatever. But we're not in a recession. They don't want to come out and say we're in a recession. And I'm going to tell you why they don't want to come out and say we're in a recession, because it's election year. They're going to tell us, and they want everything to look all really nice and good. And I guarantee you, when the election is over, if things don't change, hold on to your boots, because it's going to be one hell of a ride, folks, because the things are really going to go south, and it goes south quick. I'm telling you right now, if we don't get some change around here, we're hurting pups. I'm telling you, we can't keep going on this same track. Oh, our national grid here in Mass just got approved for a 64% increase. Starts November 1st. You got to be freaking kidding me. Wow. Holy cow. That's going to hurt a lot of people. A lot of people. Unbelievable. That just blows my mind. Kimberly Smith, how you doing? Sorry I'm late. That's all right. I'm glad you're here. Looks like we're running a little over our time here. I'm going to scroll down through because I keep jumping everywhere. All right. And that is exactly what I'm afraid of. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. And yes, it is absolutely very hard. And also, I've heard about these raises and stuff. I keep seeing all these different percentages on the cola and all this kind of stuff. And, um, one article will say you're getting so much, and the other article says you're getting this much. And I can see where this would be very confusing for a lot of the senior citizens. They don't understand all this. Hell, I'm having a hard time figuring it out when you got one person saying one thing, another person saying another thing, and well, you're not getting anything from the federal government because they're really not sure. The only thing they can guarantee you is you're going to pay more. All right, folks. So let's get this thing wrapped up here for this Saturday. Do not forget. All right, on Friday's cooking video, you'll be entering to win on Saturday night's live giveaway. That's next Saturday. Now, you also want to make sure that you are being very diligent with your money. You want to make sure that you are doing the most that you can probably do at this point in time. You want to make sure that whatever you are doing and however you are doing it, it makes sense, because we need to be saving all the money that we can save at this point in time. All right, folks, we need to make sure that we are doing whatever we can do to make sure that we are prepared. Remember, it's election year. A lot of things are really changing fast. The government is going to want to make everything look really good because of the election year. They're not telling us what is going to take place. Nobody knows where the end is. We have a hurricane. We don't know where that's going either. And furthermore, we don't know what is going to happen with this winter. We don't know how bad it's going to be. It's like predicting the hurricane. It's almost like predicting who's going to win the election. It's like if we knew all these answers, well, we all probably could put our heads together and come up with a solution. But that can't happen. That's why we have to prep. That's why we have to sit back. We have to have a plan. We have to prep. We have to be prepared. We have to be ready. Because God only knows what can be thrown at us next. We don't know. And it's either you're on the bandwagon or you're not on the bandwagon. You're part of the chaos that's taking place in this state I live in Florida right now. Everybody's running to the stores and trying to grab everything because, oh, quote, there's a hurricane coming. When in all actuality, we don't even know if it's going to even hit here. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Like I said, we got to wait to that 36-hour point, and then I'll make a decision on, okay, what do we do? You have to be prepared, folks. You have to make sure that you are doing your best to make sure that you are being ready. It is so vital at this point in time in this game we're playing. It's the fourth quarter. You got about a minute left, and you're down by 9 points. What do you do? The biggest thing you can do is making sure that you're staying up on your preps and making sure that you are doing everything you can for you and your family and making smart decisions with your money. So until next Saturday night, there's going to be quite a few videos coming out this week. We're getting back in the roll of things here. And hopefully everybody comments on next Saturday or Friday's video. And this way here, we get you entered into winning on next Saturday's giveaway. Looks like it did get a, let's see who's in. Oh, thank you, JP. I really do appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but I really, really do appreciate that. It helps the channel out, helps me do my giveaways, and it helps me make things better for everybody here, to make it a better enjoyment for everybody, and so that everybody here is really amazing. This is one of the best communities that I know of. I have great moderators, Coffee First and Speak. I have Jan, I have JT. I'd like to thank them all for all that they do. They're on here every time I do a live stream. They are awesome. I'd like to thank everybody for everything that you do for this channel. And without you, I would not be here. And without you, we would not be together as a community. Because in this day and age, we have to stick together. We have to come up with the ideas. That's why you people are so great. When you comment on the videos, you give people ideas. And that's what we have to keep doing. That is what this channel is all about. That's why I started Survival Preparedness for Beginners. Yes, a lot of people think it's for beginners, but there's a lot of preppers in here that have been doing it longer than I've been alive. So you know what, folks? We get all this different types of information. We kind of put it all together and we come up with our own little plans and everything else. And that's okay, because in the end, the goal is to be prepared. And that's what we're working for. So until next Saturday night, thank you all for everything that you've done for this channel. I thank JP for the super sticker there. And I also want to thank everybody. Bob R. for becoming a new member of Survival Preparedness for Beginners. And until next Saturday night, I hope everybody stays safe. You keep prepping. Keep your nose to the grindstone and don't pay attention to anything else that's going on out there. And you just keep concentrating on the number one goal, and that is being prepared, because we don't know what comes next. I'll talk to you all next Saturday. Thank you again.